Hi, I'm Hadari P.T. Brown. I'm coming to you today to talk about the American Bailout Plan. America. Our American government first proposed a $700 billion bailout plan to rescue us in our financial markets. Then the United States Senate decided to make it an $850 billion bailout plan, and the United States House decided to go along with it after they voted against the original bailout plan, only to come back 4 days later and vote for it. But America, the real issue is that when you really look at things and look at the facts, we have spent more than 800 billion in bailing out Wall Street and these financial companies. If you remember, first it was Freddie and Fannie that we bailed out. That cost us close to $300 billion when you look at all the figures. It probably cost us more than that when we bought up those two companies and our federal government now owns Freddie and Fannie. Second, we pumped over 600 billion into the markets before we proposed the proposed bailout plan that we have now. Third, we gave AIG $300 billion in financial debt to bail them out before the bailout plan even took place. So when you do the figures, the bailout plan is actually costing the American people well over $1 trillion, more than the war in Iraq and Afghanistan put together, in my opinion. But you do the numbers and you do the facts. Where's all this money coming from, people? Remember, they told us the bailout plan is needed, it would pass, and our markets would stabilize. Since the bailout plan passed over 2 weeks ago, we have not seen our markets stabilize. In fact, 401k plans, throw them out the window, people. I'm sorry to say it, we're in a desperate need for change. Our politicians are being reactive instead of proactive. They're looking to put a band-aid over a huge problem instead of putting long-term solutions in place. They did not think through the bailout plan. They rushed through it and thought it was going to work and protect the American taxpayers. But has it really protected the American taxpayers? When you really think about it, people, AIG is not giving the money back that they got from us, although they went on a luxurious trip and have another one planned. Who's out there speaking against the bailout plan? This might shock a lot of people, but Lou Dobbs on CNN is truly the only independent newscaster out there right now because he reports on the facts. He doesn't have a Republican or Democrat in this race. He completely challenges the system. He challenges both parties and challenges us, the people, to think beyond our own ramifications, to look for better ways to solve the problems that have plagued us for years. Number two, people, this doesn't shock a lot of people, but Bill O'Reilly spoke against the bailout plan before he was for it, and now he's not necessarily for the current bailout plan, but he did say our American government has to do something. I agree with Bill O'Reilly. American government has to do something about our financial systems. But the bailout plan they proposed to us was not the way, and many economists would tell you that is not the best bailout plan, that is not the best way, and our capitalism is slowly but surely becoming socialism. Because right now President Bush is proposing a $250 billion investment into private banks. Is that capitalism? No. That's more of the same, more socialism. Our government owning private banks, owning our money, that's no way to be a capitalist system. And the reality is, people, we cannot sit here and act like none of this has happened. We have to face the facts. Which politician is out there fighting for us, the people? Or are the news media suppressing those voices? I don't know. But the facts are this. Both presidential candidates were for this bailout plan. Both presidential candidates proposed the same measures that got put into the bill that quote-unquote supposed to protect the American taxpayers. But has it really protected us from anything? Our 401ks are shattered. Many people who probably were planning to retire between the next 5 years, they probably can't retire because they don't have the financial needs and financial needs to take care of themselves once they're retired, since their 401k plans and all their other retirement plans have been hit hard by the market, so no one knows how much they really have in their 401ks no more. America, we have lost over $1 trillion the last 2 weeks alone, and we put $1 trillion into this financial crisis already. So what are we getting back as American taxpayers, as our Congress says they're going back into session after the November 4th election, and they're going to pass a $150 billion stimulus package? Not a stimulus package where the checks come to us, the people, but checks go to our state governments who are currently, many of them are in financial crisis, to cover their own budgets, and then gonna go to pave roads and things of that nature. While I believe roads and stuff need to be paved, but at the same time, we the people are hurting. How are we going to feed our families? How are we going to retire and live within our means? Only in America where we see our government bailing out banks who live beyond their means. But we the American people who live beyond ours, we're still stuck with our same bad credit and bad financial debt that we've created on our own. But our banks, they get bailed out. Something doesn't seem right. I'm not saying people that I have all the answers, but I'm just asking you to ask yourself, does our American government have the answers that will fix our economy, that will fix us and get us out of this financial debt? I'm sorry to say, this is the worst financial crisis, worse than the Great Depression in my opinion. But this is Dari Brown, and this is my perspective.